We're at Legacy Liquor here at the Olympic Village. Daryl, I always love this time of year because, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
We're talking about the perfect bubbly for New Year's Eve, which is tomorrow. There's still time to come down to Legacy, and you can even, if you want, order stuff today, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go right on to legacyliquorstore.com and get your bottles ordered, so you don't have to wait in line. We'll get it out to you for New Year's Eve.
Okay.
All the product we're going to be talking about today is on our website.
Now, what we're doing here is the best of BC sparkling wine.
That's right. Well, BC actually makes some of the best sparkling wine in the world. I actually think it's the future of our market.
Wow.
And what we have here is three of the best.
Okay. So take us through the first one here. This is the OMG.
Yeah, okay, so this is brand new in the market. A lot of people know Blasted Church, very popular brand. People love the labels. Of course, the famous story, accidentally blowing up the church, so the bottle labels tell you that story.
Right.
This is their brand new OMG, just came out. Great sparkling wine, very clean, well-made, nice fruity aftertaste. I love that bottle of wine.
So if you like something a little more on the fruity side, the dry isn't quite for you, the OMG from Blasted Church might be your pick.
OMG is perfect for you.
Okay, and what's in the middle here?
Okay, in the middle here, we've actually got this, so why don't you grab that first glass. This is the Blue Mountain Brut, one of the best wines made in our province, in our country. Made exactly like champagne, Method Traditional, using the same varietals.
Right.
They just changed the label, so they got the new kind of slick gold label.
Yes.
Looking really classy.
Should we sample a little?
Let's give them this, yeah, absolutely.
That's very nice. Bold and dry.
Very, very good stuff.
All right, we're almost out of time, but the Stellar's J is the last one, correct?
Stellar's J is iconic, one of the early sparkling wines going right back to the 1980s.
Yeah.
You cannot go wrong with Stellar's J. $25 a bottle. Again, made exactly like champagne from an iconic producer, Sumac Ridge. Of course, they now just call it Stellar's J, but it is Sumac Ridge. Beautiful stuff.
And I love the price point. So $25 for the Stellar's J. How much for the other two?
30 for the Blue Mountain and 33 for the Blasted Church.
Beautiful. There you go, guys. So you can afford it. We've got Canadian sparkling wine at all price points, and we're doing all the things you need to know for the perfect bubbly for New Year's Eve. But remember, get responsible, have a ride home, have a designated driver or Operation Red Nose. Make sure you get home safe when you're partying in style there in safety. We're at Legacy Liquor with Daryl. We're looking at budget-friendly bubbly now, right?
Absolutely. Well, there's a bubble bottle for every budget.
Yes.
Absolutely. You don't have to go out and spend $100 on a bottle of bubbly on New Year's Eve if you don't want to.
And we've got three great alternatives to that. Henkel is the first one we're looking at, right?
Massive brand. Most people know the Henkel Chocolate. This is the Blonde Blanc. This is a very special bottle of wine. This is their choicest grapes, made with Chardonnay, not just any kind of grape they can find. $15. Absolute steal.
$15?
$15.
Unbelievable. And this is a rosé, which is big these days as well. But a lot of people, they don't want the rosé to be too sweet.
That's right. A lot of people think of rosé being sweet, mostly because the 1980s White Zinfandel.
Right.
30 years out, we're kind of figuring out that rosé doesn't have to be sweet. This is Cremant. If it says Cremant on the label, it means it's from France. It's been made exactly like champagne. It just doesn't come from champagne, and thus it doesn't have a champagne price.
So, okay, that is the key here. So look for the Cremant, you guys, because that is essentially, it goes through the same process.
That's right. And if
does.
it says Brut, it's going to be bone dry.
Okay, excellent. And finally, we have a little bit of a Hollywood connection. Sofia Coppola, the daughter of, well, they're both film directors.
They're both film directors.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Lost in translation. So Sophia wanted to make sparkling wine. Her father, of course, makes still wines. So she went out and she made two different styles. So it comes in the little cool little pink can. Really interesting. But this is the Blonde Blanc. This is made top notch. This would be, if it was from champagne, you'd be looking at $150 a bottle. Instead, it's only $40.
Nice. You can crack a bottle of Sophia and watch some Lost in Translation.
Absolutely.
Why don't you show us, since we have that one, the safe way to open up the bubbly? Because, as you said, it's a very common injury on New Year's Eve.
Absolutely. Huge injury issue. First thing we want to make sure is you always maintain control of the cork.
Okay.
So you're going to have your thumb over it. You're going to undo your capsule.
This is for Michelle back there, because I know she's going to be popping a few of these tomorrow night.
Always maintain control.
Yeah.
And then you want to spin the bottle.
Oh.
You don't want to spin the cork.
Spin the bottle.
Spin the bottle. And then you want to just have it just like that.
Oh, beautiful, Daryl.
Absolutely. Nobody loses an eye. You don't lose half your bottle of wine.
Yeah.
You didn't just win the Grand Prix of Montreal. You want to drink some wine.
And Michelle is no stranger to spinning the bottle. Back to you. Oh, yeah. I think we should, and I've just got the thing to do that, the Taittinger. We're going to be talking about that coming up, because choosing the perfect champagne can be tricky on New Year's Eve, but we have the real deal coming up at Legacy Liquor. We will show you the ultimate Champagne 101 class for your New Year's Eve needs. You see the wonderful bubbles there, Jody. We're with Daryl at Legacy Liquor, and this is the ultimate segment because we're looking at the real champagne, right?
Well, absolutely. There is a reason that champagne is considered like the Ferrari of sparkling wine. They've been doing it longer than anyone else. They've been making it, I mean, look at how clean those bubbles look.
And why are those glasses important, the shape of them, the flute for the champagne?
Well, the flute is great because the flute holds your bubbles. The reason you're drinking sparkling wine or champagne is because you want the bubbles. If you put it in that flat little coupe glass, the Marie Antoinette glass, your bubbles are going to vanish in a couple of minutes. These flute glasses will hold the bubbles for a very long time. You can see them just nice, clean. See those nice tight bubbles? That's champagne. Big, big bubbles. The French like to call them frog's eyes.
Okay, nice. And this is the Taittinger.
This is the Taittinger Brut.
And we're looking at this is the Taittinger Brut. Okay, so Brut traditionally means it's going to be drier.
That's right. So if you're wondering about the sweetness level of your sparkling wine or your champagne, the word Brut is going to be your absolute driest wine.
Okay, that's very nice. Now, I will attempt to open this other one. This is also a Taittinger.
That's right.
And with your great tips earlier, you had mentioned that you want to twist the bottle. So keep your thumb on there, right?
Yep. Hold that cork tight and twist your bottle.
Try the other hand.
There you go. There it is. Do you feel it coming out?
Yeah, it's coming. Oh, there we go. Beautiful.
Perfect.
Now, the difference between this one and the Brut is what?
Well, this is the Sec, which can get a little confusing because, of course, those of us that remember to pay attention in our French classes, Sec actually means dry.
Right.
But this is actually a sweeter style of champagne than Brut. This used to be the driest you could get. Now it's the sweetest you can get. Always a little bit richer, fuller. If you're not into the kind of the high acidity, it's a great bottle of champagne.
Nice, not too fruity, but a nice alternative. What's the price point for these two?
They're both $85.
Okay.
So, sorry, but when you're buying a champagne, when you're investing in this kind of money, the best thing to do is come down to Legacy Liquor, find one of our people in our wine department, we'll help them out. Because, of course, the Taittinger might run to $85, but this fellow here, the Armand de Berniac, that's $390 a bottle.
The Ace of Spades.
That's it, Jay-Z's favorite.
There you go, Rapper's Delight. And make sure, you guys, if you do come down, you ask for help because they have a great staff here, like Daryl says, and be safe. Get a driver, have a designated driver, always make a plan, or find an alternative way to get home. Operation Red Nose, there are a lot of other services there, so we can't stress that enough. We're having fun, but there's also a message here as well. Back to you in the studio. Daryl, we're here at Legacy Liquor, learning all about the New Year's Eve bubbly, the champagnes, but Prosecco is another big hit on that night.
Prosecco is massive. BC drinks a lot of Prosecco. It's our favorite sparkling wine, but there's a lot of confusion in Prosecco and what it is. What I've lined up here are the 4 different levels of Prosecco.
Okay.
You start out with just the regular Prosecco, our friendly favorite, lemony, clean, very well made. Prosecco DOCG, coming from some of the better vineyards. This is what they call a Reve, the Grand Cruise. Prosecco's really grown up in the last couple of years. And then the granddaddy of them all, this is Cartizze. This is incredibly hard to get. We get 12 bottles a year.
Wow.
Come on down if you want to try the absolute Rolls Royce of Prosecco.
What does the Cartizze go for?
$55 a bottle.
And then how about the cheapest one here?
They range around $16 a bottle.
And would you drink the Prosecco by itself or add, some OJ to it, or?
I love Prosecco as a way to do a mimosa. On New Year's Eve, I'm probably going to just drink it straight. Or I might even add a little creme de cassis.
Yes.
This is really interesting. This actually comes from Odd Society. It's a British Columbian distillery. We got a lot of distilleries opening up. This is black currant liqueur, little dash of that. That's called a Cure Royale.
Excellent, and a nice local connection there. Thanks a lot, Daryl. We're at Legacy Liquor here at the Olympic Village, learning all about bubbly at all price points and all your champagne needs for tomorrow's New Year's Eve festivities. Stick around. More to come, you guys, in the next hour. I can indeed. We've just got the perfect alternatives for Georgia or anyone who's looking for an alternative to wine or the bubbly. If they don't really like that stuff, if it doesn't float their boat, we've got some great stuff to tickle your fancy for New Year's Eve. We're at Legacy Liquor. One more segment coming up. Oh yes, Legacy Liquor. Daryl, we've had so much fun here today, and we've learned a lot. Now, not everyone is a fan of wine or the bubbly, but there are some great alternatives that you have here as well.
Absolutely. It's midnight, you got to cheers with something, and you're not a wine drinker, that's fine.
You need to kiss someone, too.
You got to kiss somebody, absolutely. So we got some fantastic stuff. The first thing right off the bat, Marydale Cider. A lot of people love that cidery over on Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
This is their fizzy vodka.
I love Marydale Cider. Didn't know they had a fizzy vodka. It's made of apples, but does it taste like apples.
No, it doesn't taste like apples at all. It tastes like vodka. It's nice and clean, but sparkles. So.
And it's got the Zork cap.
It does have a Zork.
What is that?
Well, it's just an easily removable cap for sparkling product.
And it can be reused because it's got the little...
And it won't take anyone's eye out.
No, it's very safe. And then we have Kingston Spies. This is a cider.
That's right. Sea cider on Vancouver Island. They're using single varietal ciders. They make them exactly the same way they make Prosecco.
Okay.
But again, these are both celiac friendly.
Excellent. Great local connection with 2 island products, and this is for the wheat-free celiac people that can't have the wheat. And finally, we have a nice Belgian beer that is sort of done up to make it look like a champagne.
Yeah, exactly. These are
oh, no, sorry, this is French.
This is Saison de Pain. I mean, it comes from the Flanders kind of area. You can drink these like a champagne. These are made in the same method. They've got the look of a bottle of champagne or a bottle of sparkling wine, but they're not wine. They're beer.
And if you really want to be the hit of the party, you can bring over this bad boy, which is Belgium. How much does that go for?
This is $2.25. This is 9 liters of Belgium triple.
Unbelievable. You actually retail that.
Oh yeah, lots of people. Great for parties.
Yeah. Well, you'd be the hit of the party. And you guys, we have to mention, since we're talking about libations and imbibing, get home safe, make sure you're responsible, don't drink too much, and above all, make sure you've got a safe ride home, whether it's a designated driver, some other alternative, or Operation Red Nose. But we've got some great fun here at Legacy Liquor, and I hope you have fun tomorrow night.
Absolutely.